All right, so how to do a system of inequalities on the graphing calculator. This is my current graphing calculator. It is a color one, which will be a little different than what you have black and white, but what I'm about to show you will be the same. So if I put in a line here, and I mean it could work for any function, but we're dealing probably with lines. Let's say it's 2, so I did the 2 down there on the number pad, and then x, the variable, there we go. Let's say this is 2x minus 3, so that's that line. Now, what if it were y is greater than 2x minus 3, right? So I'm going to go over here, whoops, and then right here, when this is, I don't know, highlighted is a way to put it, but that box is blinking over that, then you're going to press, if I press enter on this, do you see how it gives me a choice of color? But it also gives me a choice of line, okay? Now, so here, see how I'm using this, I'm going left or right, it gives me a choice here. So I can either see how the line goes with a point, just have the points on the line so they won't be connected. I can have a dotted line, I can have a further spaced dotted line, a solid line. So anyway, you click through here, this is a boulder line, if you will. This would be, you would use this if it were y greater than. You would use this if it were y less than. So if I'm going to use y is greater than 2x minus 3, that's the shading I need to have. Okay? And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to press OK. If you have an older version, you would just use the Enter key on top of that box and it will cycle through the same thing. So I'm going to press Enter. Okay, then I'm going to go down. Now I'm in y2. So now let's say y2 is negative. I'm just going to say it is 1/2. So whoops. So on this one, which is another interesting thing that this does, is I can go to alpha lock, y equals, and it gives me these options. Okay, that's on the newer operating system. So if I want a fraction, I see how I can choose that. Okay, so I'm going to choose 1. I'm going to press enter and see how it gives me a fraction that I can work with. So let's say I have negative 1, and then I have to arrow down to get to the denominator of the fraction, third. Then I'm going to arrow out to get out of the fraction. I'm going to put my variable in. So I'm going to say 1/3, negative 1/3 x plus 5. All right, that's that line. Now, let's say that I wanted it to be y is less than negative 1/3 x plus 5. So now I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to arrow all the way over until I'm on top of that. And again, if you don't have a color, it's just going to not have the color. It's just going to have the indicator of the type of line. Okay? So I'm going to press enter. Now I can switch the color up if I want. I mean, I don't really need to in this case. I'm just going to press down. And now I'm choosing the kind of line. So I'm going to press right or left. There was the greater than, but I said less than. So there's my less than. Granted, this is limited to whether you do the dotted line on top of the shading or under, as the case may be, or whether you use a solid line. So you have to bear that in mind, but it will show you what you need to do. Then I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to press enter. And now I'm going to press graph. I don't remember how I have my graph set up. Okay, so there was my first line that was blue, and here's my line that's red. All right, so here I can see the shading. I can see that this is the area of the solution. Okay, so this first line here that graphed, the one in blue, that was the y is greater than 2x minus 3. Okay, that was that one. And then this was the line y is less than negative 1/3 x plus 5. So there was the y-intercept of 5. And then this shows the solution area. So sometimes you don't have to put the big S there. Okay? So I hope this helps.